This is an intro. Who needs an intro? I don't need an intro. This is just a vape show. It's just a vape show. Vape show. This is an intro. Who needs an intro? I don't need an intro. This is just a vape show. It's just a vape show. Vape show.
YouTube, what is up? I'm your homeboy Josh, back at you, and today we're taking a look at the Alien X RDA from Hellvape. Same company that brought us the Iron Maiden RDTA a couple of weeks ago. And just like with the Iron Maiden RDTA, they did go ahead and pay a small donation to the channel in order to push their review to the front of the line. It will not affect the content of the review or my opinion of the product in any way. But before we get into this review, I do want to take the time to remind you that we all have a part to play in the fight against Big Pharma, Big Tobacco, the FDA, and the deeming regulations that are looming over our heads. That means if you're on social media, remember to paint the best possible image of the vape community that you can. If you're a shop or a shop owner, remember it's your duty to remind your customers that they have a part to play in this fight if they want to keep vaping. And remember to support all of CASAA's calls to action, including those to support HR 2058 and the Cole Bishop Amendment. We all have to do our part. So the Alien X RDA. Well, when you get down to it, on the surface, it's a novelty RDA. It's not the first time someone's come out with an RDA that has this alien face on it, that has these two alien eyes, and you use the alien eyes as the airflow control. And it works in the same fashion where you can close down one and close down the other. So it can be like it's winking at you. Kind of creepy. It's got like one of the gray aliens depicted on it, and it's got eyes for air holes. So, I mean, first thing that I think of when I see something like that is it's a novelty on the surface. But there are some interesting features here. For instance, it's got some pretty decent heat dissipation fins at the bottom, which is nice. You usually see them at the top, and it does what it's supposed to do. It keeps your mod nice and cool, and I like that feature a lot. It's also a 22mm RDA, which is kind of cool. You don't see a whole lot of 22mm RDAs anymore. It's kind of nice. It also has some serious drip tip options. It's got this white one, this wide bore white drip tip, which is actually very, very comfortable on the lips. Textured, sort of, doesn't get hot at all. It's also got like a nice sort of funnel kind of thing going on at the bottom. It's sort of tapered, but it's also sort of curved at the bottom, so it's going to drive that juice that gets hung up on the edge down into the barrel of the device. You can also get this black drip tip, sort of similar to the white one, but it's a little bit smaller, a little bit more stout. You can also get this sort of conical drip tip. It's also got another wide bore drip tip, but this one has a spit bag protection, which completely kills the flavor, don't get me wrong, but it's nice that it's included. And all these basically screw down onto the device because they're threaded at the bottom. I'll tell you for sure this thing, it kills the flavor because it just completely blocks off the top of the drip tip that way. But it does its job. No spit back whatsoever. And you also get a standard drip tip adapter, so you can use your own drip tips here. So it comes with a full variety of drip tip options. Be careful when you're threading this because these guys are incredibly sharp on the sides. The airflow control on the inside of the top cap, incredibly sharp. To be honest, I've mostly been using the white one. I actually like that one quite a bit. In addition to the stainless steel option, Hellvape also wanted me to show you the black. One cool thing about the black is that the alien design and the alien lettering is highlighted in green for you. Looks pretty slick against the black finish if you ask me. And the chameleon, which will change color when heated. Color changing chameleon color can come in a bunch of different colors as the red version, but it's available in a number of options. So it looks like as you vape the chameleon one, it kind of changes into sort of black, sort of grayish color, and the alien emblem kind of shines through green. Kind of cool. Now let's talk about this deck. Now this deck is a tri-post deck. What I've got in here is a pair of fused Claptons. Now what's kind of nice about this tri-post deck is it doesn't require a centered build, so it's very easy to build on. And the post holes are huge. There's something like maybe 2.5, 2 3/4 in the sides, and the middle one, the middle post hole, is ginormous. It's basically an elongated center post, so it's easy to fit both leads into the center post without having to build something like a sleeper coil to get them both to fit. So as far as a tri-post goes, you don't really see them too much anymore because people love, the quad post, and they love the velocity style decks, but I guess for people that still like that old school, it is kind of old school these days. Sorry, I know it's going to offend someone. Tri-post deck, that old school tri-post deck, I mean, it's a decent tri-post deck, as far as tri-post decks go, because it's really easy with that ginormous center post. Now, what really salvages this device for me, what I really love about it, is the ginormous juice well. It's gotta be something like 10 millimeter juice well. I mean, it is deep. It's a deep well. You can just pour juice on into this thing without worrying about it flooding out, without worrying about how often you have to juice your coils. The juice well has to be my favorite part of this device. For a Novelty RDA, the deck is pretty sweet as far as the tri-post goes, as far as the juice well goes. I dig that. Now, there are definitely some opportunities with the device. I mean, it's good and deep. It's not machined overly well, mind you, but it's good and deep. Even on the post holes. You can see in the middle one, there's definitely a bit of a burr sticking out there. Definitely a little bit rough around the edges on the posts. On the side posts too. Definitely a bit rough over here. But to get the job done. Overall, as far as a Novelty alien-faced RDA goes, it's actually pretty decent for a Novelty RDA. You know, I've seen them in stores before this one came out, and they weren't nearly as nice. Produces some very decent clouds. And it's also got some really decent flavor too. Anyway guys, that's the Alien X RDA from Hellvape. Till next time, I'm your homeboy Josh. Remember to support HR 2058 and the Cole Bishop Amendment, and vape on, vapers.